There are two kinds of learners. There are the brainwashed, the ones that do what they are told without question, and there is the clever ones, the ones that look behind the curtain and realize the cold, hard truth. I consider myself one of the clever ones. That isn't me bragging, that is just how it is. I've seen the truth, and unlike the majority of people, I have accepted it. I just play my role. My name is Sly Learner. I'm a private eye. The job ain't ordeal, but then again, what would you expect? Beats working at a fast food restaurant, and as long as I get paid and not end up getting filled with lead, I'm fine with it. Besides, snooping pays the bills, especially Bill, my dorm manager, and Bill, my college supervisor. I know what you're thinking, and no, it ain't spirits. I'm only 18. I only drink the hard stuff, Mountain Dew. The last few nights have been hard on me. 2 group projects for 2 separate classes, studying for a math test, having so much free time it's taxing on a guy like me. I had a meeting to be in 10 minutes. It was a 5-minute walk from my office. Hello?
Sly.
Cree, how are you, old timer?
Not good. I need your help. They're coming.
Whoa, slow that horse down. Who's coming?
I don't have time to explain it. Just meet me at the park, okay?
Sure.
Okay, see you there.
Well, ain't that cliche? Cree? Cree? Cree, is that you? Oh, shit.
Why is it that whenever something like this happens, you're always the first one here?
Bad luck, maybe?
Well, regardless, you're the first one here. Did you see who did it?
No. When I got here, there was no one around.
Judging by the wounds on your friend, she was stabbed to death, like Julius Caesar.
Sure about that? Because to me it looks like someone just took a bunch of chocolate syrup and just splattered it right over.
Is everything a joke to you?
Yes.
Your friend was stabbed multiple times and left to bleed out.
Yeesh. Any suspects?
You, naturally.
Come on, man. You know I wouldn't do that.
You're right, man. I'm totally sorry. That was uncalled for. I should never.
At least, if I were to murder someone, I would at least take the body out of the middle of nowhere, put some tarps over it, and bury it. Lazy slobs. What?
Never mind.
Well, any other suspects?
Mr. Education.
Yeah, he always did have a problem with Cree.
Never thought he'd actually kill her, though.
I bet he wasn't the one that did it.
You think he hired a hitman?
Well, I'm betting on it.
Working late again, Beverly? I thought I told you to go home last night. The new curriculum proposal came in last night, sir. How many pages? 502, 3 sections.
First is on mathematics, second is on science and English, third is on social studies and substandard testing, and there's a subsection calling for more creative core. We can't afford any of this creative crap. I'll put a word into the president. Go home, Beverly, and come back at noon. Oh, and we have a visitor, a private investigator. Ah, Detective Sly, to whom do I owe the pleasure? How long has he been here? Since midnight, sir. Ah, I see. Detective! You wanted to see me?
I do?
Well, I certainly hope so. You spent all night here.
Why would I do that?
Well, why don't we step into your office and you can guess?
Go home, Beverly.
Yes, Beverly, go home. Your boss is right. You look awfully tired.
How did you were asleep.
Or was I?
Please, detective. Take a seat. Now, why have you come?
Gray was murdered.
Cree? Dead?
Stabbed to death.
How terrible. Did the police have any I'm the prime suspect, aren't I?
Yahtzee.
And they sent you after me, naturally. How predictable.
Actually, no. I came here on my own.
Why not wait for your handlers?
Because I wanted to see for myself if you had her killed.
I didn't kill her.
I didn't ask you if you killed her. I asked you if you had her killed.
I didn't do that either. Is there a point to your visit, or are you just here to accuse me?
I'm here to see your reaction.
And what do my reactions tell you, detective?
They tell me that you don't care about anything but business, and that you're a cold-hearted person.
Now, if you can leave, I have a lot of work to do. Cinnamon. Damn it, Beverly!
I tell you what, Mr. Cation. I'll leave, but, be wary. I'm on you like a zit on a prepubescent teenage face.
It's me, your boss, Mr. Cation. We have a problem.
Anything new?
Nope. I can't tell you he is a bad liar, though.
What else is new?
He wouldn't admit to doing it.
Of course you wouldn't.
Yeah, but I never actually accused him of anything. It's like he knew.
Could be something.
Well, you got anything that trumps that?
Right this way. One of our coroners found something very interesting. But before I show you it, you're gonna have to promise not to punch him in the face.
Well, who is it?
Ah! Detective!
Stefan Gustav, the weirdest coroner ever and one of the top 3 on my most hated list.
Hey, Gustav.
How are you today? I'm doing well. Thank you for the job. Oh, it was my pleasure.
It was also the worst decision I had ever made.
I think you're here for the file. Yeah?
You read my mind. How about you go grab those files?
Whatever. I'll go get it, okay? Here it is.
Gustav? I think this is a request form for an anal thermometer?
No.
Wait, Gustav, you don't have an anal thermometer? Then how have you been... I don't want to know.
Oh, don't worry. I have a glove. It's still not reassuring, Gustav. Anyways, yeah, here it is.
Alright, let's see here. We got 30 stab wounds, sounds about right. 1.5-inch blade. And, oh, there was some skin samples under her fingernails.
Yeah. I suspect she put up a fight before turning into Julius Caesar. That too brute, you know?
Have you had time to test those yet?
In order to find a match, we're gonna have to find another source of the same DNA in order to compare the two.
Well, why don't we bring in Mr. Cation? I'm sure he'd love to prove his innocence in any way.
Unless he's guilty. In that case, he's just gonna flat out refuse.
Well, do you have any better ideas?
I have to go run some leads. You can handle this, right?
Run some leads?
Yeah.
What leads?
There's that one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If I may, why don't you, detective, go get this Mr. Education, while you, Inspector, run down your leads.
He doesn't have any actual leads, Gustav. He's just gonna sit on his ass all day and play his stupid harmonica.
Harmonica? What harmonica? There's no harmonica here.
See what I mean? He's just gonna weasel his way out of work while I do the hard stuff.
Whoa! I would never do that! Well, in that case, maybe I could tag along?
No, that is totally fine. You stay right there, Gustav. I'll be fine on my own, I promise. It'll be all good. Hey, you have fun with your harmonica now.
I don't play the harmonica!
As I was walking to fetch Mr. Cation like the freaking Grim Reaper, I reviewed the social implications of the case. They were almost as big as my hate for Gustav. Almost. Even if Mr. Cation assisted in the death of Creativity, it will be hard to convict him of those charges. Mr. Cation has a certain atmosphere about him that kills the imagination. The public sees him as a necessary figure for their child's success in life, and they are more than willing to ignore any accusation pinned against him. It pained me to think it, but in reality, people would probably not even notice if Creativity was absent from the public education.
Yeah, I see him. He'll be over soon.
As I was walking, I had the nagging feeling that I was missing something. It felt like I was a mere inches away from an important piece of the puzzle. I couldn't figure it out. It hit me like an epiphany, only smaller and more painful.
I'll be $50,000 tuition, bud.
Budge Et,
How you doing, Sly?
Mr. Cation's enforcer.
What are you doing here?
That's the least of your worries.
The hell it is.
stand a chance, Sly. But I gotta be somewhere. See you later, alligator.
Detective! You're awake! Marvelous! While you were asleep, there was just Mr. Bones who was keeping me company. Thank you, Mr. Bones. Man, hell. Oh, don't talk like that. You should be glad that you're still alive.
Yeah. Where's John?
He might be back at his office. But, before you go, I must insist on giving you a checkup. So I left my bag back on the toilet. I'll be right back, okay? Well, good news, my friend. It appears that you do not have a concussion.
Thank you, Gustav.
You're welcome. I was worried, you know. When I found you unconscious, I thought you were dead.
If you don't shut up, you're gonna be found unconscious.
Was ist das?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, well. I guess we checked everything. You're good to go.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yes. You're very fortunate, you know, is that we're very good friends. Well, I guess that means it's you and me again, Mr. Bones. In fact,
John!
Holy baked bread, Sly! Don't go doing that!
What the hell are you doing?
I was shaving my...
You know what, never mind. I don't actually care. Listen, I got attacked by Budge.
Yeah, you got your ass handed to you by Budge. I know. Everyone's talking about it in the office.
That's not how it happened.
Yeah, you're right. He only beat you so severely that you passed out. You clearly had him by the ropes.
Look, regardless, Budge jumped me.
So?
Why would Budge try to kill me if Mr. Cation isn't guilty?
Why do you think he was trying to kill you?
Because he nearly bashed my skull in, you Nimrod.
Okay. Jeez. Take it easy, man.
If it wasn't for Gustav's stupidity.
You know, you should really thank Gustav for saving your life.
Why wouldn't Budge kill me? He had me dead to rights.
Sly.
More importantly, where was he going?
Sly.
Hmm?
I said you should thank Gustav for saving your life.
Yeah, I'll get to that.
Sly, what are you thinking?
I need to see the president. Even though Mr. Cation was technically in charge of this whole education spiel, technically it was the president that ran the school system. This particular president used her ideals and project format to make learning fun and creative, and yet, at the same time, restrictive and standard. If there was anyone who would determine a motive for Cation killing Kree, it would be her.
Sly, you old dog, still kicking around, eh?
Madam President, how's your term going?
Easy and difficult all at the same time.
Presentation. Mr. Cation's puppet.
To whom do I owe the pleasure?
I was hoping you could tell me if Mr. Cation had any reasons to kill Kree.
Ah, Mr. Learner, you know I can't.
I'm not asking you to testify against him, I just want some answers.
None that I recall.
Now, Madam President, I'm not asking you to testify against him, I'm just asking for your help. And if you refuse, I can bring you in for questioning. And we both know what that'll do to your approval rating.
Ah, I see. Alright then. If you must know, Mr. Cation and Miss Vitti were in fierce negotiations on a new project.
What were the projects?
I don't know, I just do what Mr. Cation tells me to do.
Is there any way I can find out?
Well, I would say go talk to Miss Vitti, but she's dead.
Leaving Mr. Cation the only one to talk to.
And I think we could both agree that he's not going to tell you anything.
Has Miss Vitti's classroom been cleaned out yet?
Not that I know of.
Great, I'll go there. What class did she teach again?
Art.
Splendid. See you around, Madam President.
See you around, Detective. Hey, you wanted me to call if he came snooping around. Well...
It's hard to believe that a person used to teach in that room. It seemed unbelievable to me, especially since that person used to be a friend of mine. I found several inspection papers about Kree's class. Apparently she was about to be fired. Replaced. By what? The paper didn't say. Bingo! I had finally found it. The evidence. The golden ticket. The golden egg. The goose that lays the golden eggs.
Yellow. Hey, boss, how you doing? Yeah. Yeah, I'm at her classroom. Don't worry, the evidence will be gone pretty soon. What's that? Yeah, I have time to get you coffee. What do you take? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, got it. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll make sure they don't forget the cinnamon this time, okay? Okay. Bye-bye. Asshole.
Surprise! Hey, ass butt. You remember me?
You should have stayed down, Sly.
I'm gonna bust your balls for what you did to me.
Come at me, bro. Oh! Oh! Ow! Ow! My nuts!
I told you so.
Boy, I'm gonna kill you. Very funny, Sly. But I'm still...
Little b****.
Can I have a lawyer?
I don't know. Can you?
We got Mr. Cation in my office waiting for you, Sly. Let's go get this guy.
Stay right there. I have to go talk to your boss.
Sly, I take it you know Mr. Cation?
Nope. My brain doesn't remember unpleasant encounters.
Come now, detective, you just talked to me yesterday.
Who are you?
Is everything a joke to you?
Yes.
Inspector, why'd you call me here?
Your friend, Budge, was trying to destroy evidence.
Where's your evidence, sir?
I was there. I kicked him in the balls.
We think he was trying to get rid of evidence that would have explained why Cree was murdered.
Back up. Who said he killed Cree?
Well, why else would he try to destroy evidence?
So now what? Are you gonna arrest my assistant for murder?
Yep, and you too.
That is ridiculous.
Not as ridiculous as you would originally think, Mr. Cation.
Explain.
Take it away, Sly.
You see, I was onto you from the moment I found Cree. I knew you would never do it yourself, so I had to adjust my sights into proving you had someone else do it. I'll admit, at first I didn't have anything, but then I visited your office. A new curriculum? We just got a new curriculum. And you just made a whole big deal about assuring that the creative section would no longer be needed.
We can't afford any of this creative crap. I'll put a word into the president.
Odd for someone who claimed not to know that Cree was dead.
Doesn't mean I had her killed. She was going to be fired anyways.
Oh yes, I read the letter of termination. Let's see here. Position to be terminated. To make room for new curriculum. As suggested by Mr. Education. Funny, ain't it?
She was taking up unnecessary credits. We had to make room for more important classes.
Yeah, but knowing Cree, she started digging. And she found something big. Something that would make you back off.
How'd you get that?
You seem to recognize this, Mr. Cation.
It was in Cree's office. Your assistant was looking to destroy it.
Sly, why don't you refresh his mind?
With pleasure. You see, Mr. Cation, inside there are multiple forms with your signature on them, all calling for the resignation of up to 15 teachers that all support creative thinking. You have art teachers, music instructors, and even up to creative thinking teachers. There are also a bunch of photos of your assistant planting the evidence that all got them fired.
After Sly, detained Budge, we searched him. We found several interesting items. The first one was this knife. We had Gustav look at it. It's the same knife that killed Creativity. Next is his cell phone. Budge received several calls, mostly from you.
And he works for me. Who else would he receive calls from?
As it turns out, Budge is really bad at deleting his old voicemails. I mean, he has some voicemails from 5 years ago. His most recent voicemail was from you, 2 hours after Cree died.
Budge, it's me, your boss. Mr. Cation, you need to get back here so we can get our story straight.
Ah, gentlemen! You look so stressed. Hey, want some coffee?
Yeah, one place.
Yeah?
Thank you.
And you, detective?
Thanks, Gustav.
And you?
Come on, Mr. Cation. He worked so hard on it. It would break his poor little heart.
Thanks.
Ah, yeah, that reminds me. The DNA test came back.
DNA test? What DNA test?
Yeah, we found skin samples under Cree's fingernails. We were originally going to compare the DNA to you, but Sly brought Budge in, so we did the test on him. Gustav, please let us know what you found.
Yeah, with pleasure. We have compared the DNA samples found on Creativity to this Mr. Budge, and have found, without a shadow of a doubt, that, drumroll please,
Get on with it, Gustav!
fine, they match.
That means that Budge is Cree's killer 110%.
100%, Sly.
No one cares, John.
How does this implicate me?
Something wrong with your coffee, Mr. Cation?
It's a little thing, but there's...
Cinnamon?
How did you know that?
Well, last time we met, you made such a huge deal out of it. And plus, Budge got a mysterious caller when he was trying to destroy evidence that asked him to get coffee without cinnamon in it.
That means nothing.
Oh.
He looks mad.
Let me poke him one more time. Due to all the evidence we've collected, I'm sure we'll be able to get a search warrant for your house, where there we'll find some damning evidence.
You won't get away with this.
Maybe not, but it'll sure as hell make my day. John, you do the honors.
With pleasure. Edward Delicious Cation, you're under arrest for premeditated murder. You have the right to shut the hell up. If you want a lawyer, too freaking bad. And anything you can say will be used against you because that's just what we're like. Come on.
So I finally found the murderer. What do you expect me to say? Do you want me to say how relieved I was? How happy? It was the complete opposite. This wasn't going to bring her back. While the case was technically closed, there was one more matter I had to attend to before this was finally over.
Mr. Cation has lawyered up. Considering the amount of evidence that you have procured against him, however, I have no doubt that he'll spend life in prison.
And Budge?
Budge volunteered to testify against Mr. Cation. Unfortunately for us, that only means he gets 40 years.
Guess you can't win them all.
Yeah. Thanks for your work, Sly. What do you think you're gonna do now?
I don't know. Go to school, take up a few cases. Hopefully none that fall around your area.
Hopefully not. What do you think the school system's gonna do now that Cree's dead? She was the only one advocating for creative learning.
I don't know.
I guess they're just gonna have to be more creative.